Hey, everyone. It's Lunch with Mal, and we are live. We're doing a new exciting thing here, too. I'm going in the, I have to say what it's about. Our group. We're doing it in our group again. Sorry, it took me a moment to get that out because I realized I had to like type extra things over in Facebook. Yes, of course, we have a Facebook group. We don't use it a ton because we have school, but we are going to start streaming there again because we think it might get more visibility than doing it in our on my personal profile. And you can only do an account can only stream to one place right now, which is kind of weird. I actually just realized I should maybe try and stream as Jill to the group. Okay, that may happen. Then I could do both. It's like a game to try to like work around whatever strange restrictions Facebook has in place now or something like that. Like it's never ending. Hello, Jill. How are you? I mean, I kind of know how you are because I talked to you like 4 or 5 minutes ago. Um, so there's that. But yeah, we've got a big topic today, a big topic, and I'm gonna like shoot the breeze for a little bit before we get to it. So once we get a few more people in here, because I really do feel like you're gonna want to hear this, you're gonna understand what's going on. Hi, Linda. So what else can we talk about? Hello, Monique. It is spring, which is very nice. Finally, I think. Like I keep saying that, and then winter's like, no. We're making a comeback. It's like we had for American folks, it was like 76 on Sunday, and then by Tuesday morning it was like 27 or something like that. So yeah, it's been and that's happened like basically on and off since January. It's getting really tiring. But yeah, today's going to be 19. Tomorrow's going to be 20 Celsius. So Fahrenheit, that's like high 60s, low 70s kind of territory. So I'm pretty stoked about that. And we're actually going to get some rain hopefully today because this is farm country and them farms need rain. So the other thing that I want to just mention before I dive, I heard that the Colorado got snow yesterday. Yeah. So before I dive into, um, it's just offensive that I can increase the font size of this text now. Look at that. Now you guys can actually like possibly read the comments on the screen. I heard Ontario got snow the other day too. 10 degrees for us is actually it's a little bit cool for this time of year, but it's also like only 10 a.m. So it's going to get up to 19 today, which will be nice. But I did want to mention that we are doing our new class, which is scroll stopping ads. And my first class was just on Monday, and it got rave reviews. I was gonna not to put too fine a point on it. People were really happy. It was all about the psychology of how to stop a scroll, like actually like how it works, different things you can show to stop people from scrolling. And folks said it was like very eye opening. And that was just the first class. We got a lot of fun stuff coming down the pike. So if you're interested, you can go to thewritingwives.com, thewritingwives.com, and sign up. I think our school is $39 a month, and the class is going to take 2 months. So if that's all you want, that's all you have to do. But we also just finished Fluent with Facebook ads, which was also an 8-week class, and a big focus on that was analysis. And I think that's really useful. I think 4 whole weeks was analysis of ads because Facebook just fundamentally changed a bunch of things that, at least if you're like looking at like the hard and fast rules, like if you have a checklist of how to do Facebook ads, your checklist doesn't necessarily work anymore. They rolled this change out, so far as I can tell, without any special information. I mean, I didn't go hunt through all their different marketing blogs. They might have put it in one of those, but as per usual, it happened while I was on vacation as well, which I think what Facebook does is they actually watch Jill's feed specifically on Facebook to find out when we're on vacation and then introduce big changes while I'm away, because that's just makes my life so much better. Awesome, Linda. I have to do mine too because I promised I would also do the homework. So I will be getting that going on as well. Yeah, so what did Facebook do? Now, this change rolled out at a different time for different people. Some people got it like I think around like as early as the April 16th, and other people didn't get it all the way clear up until um I want to say probably like the 26th is when it hit some people. And the change that Facebook made is they flipped everyone's existing ads to Advantage Plus targeting, which means that effectively any ad that wasn't already using Advantage Plus targeting got kicked back into learning mode. So a lot of people were talking like, why are my numbers dipping at the end of April? And I think for a lot of people, it's this, their ad performance dipped because a substantial portion of their ads, or possibly all of their ads, went back into learning mode. It took me a while to spot this because when I see a change like this across the board, I see it happen across many people's accounts. My first reaction is like, okay, Facebook, is it? Well, first off, I always say, is it an Amazon reporting issue? Because that can happen, and there always is a dip at the end of the month. So some people's end of month dip was a little bit Amazon reporting issue, and some is a little bit, can be a little bit of the Facebook thing, depending on if you're not running ads, obviously then Facebook ads aren't going to be aren't a factor in this particular thing. But sorry, I was fixing something on the Facebook group feed there. So basically, this is a pretty big deal. Is what it comes down to. It changes a lot, and you can flip back, but I believe that option is going to go away soon. What I think this is probably a harbinger. I mean, maybe I'll be wrong, but I guess this is my worst case scenario. In June, Facebook says, hey, all new ads are always Advantage Plus, na boo boo. Your existing non-Advantage Plus ads can keep running until January of the following year, and then you have to flip them over, or they will turn off, or maybe they'll just flip them for you or something like that. That aligns with the pattern that Facebook has followed for quite a few years now. Now, you might be saying, well, this is terrible. I mean, and it is terrible that they did this without notifying us, but I feel like it's also them showing their hand, and I'm going to be paying attention to that and leveraging that. So what I think for a lot of people, if you look at your attribution, you might find that your ads have already started recovering. They had this dip that started sometime between that April 16th and April 26th period, and then they started to climb up again after they came out of learning phase, because basically they almost effectively became new ads at that point to a certain extent. Oh yeah, I was saying I didn't notice it right away because I don't go and look to see, hey, did all of the ads change? Like a fundamental part of how they're structured. And especially because with a lot of clients, we have some ads that are Advantage Plus and some that aren't. And some clients don't always label when they're Advantage Plus. So it's not immediately obvious. And it didn't hit me until I was working with this one client where none of their ads were Advantage Plus. And then we realized they all were. And I'm like, okay, this is enemy action here at this point. This is no longer coincidence. And that's when we started digging in. And getting to the bottom of this. So I'm going to share my screen. I actually don't personally have any traffic ads running right now, because actually what I'm going to show you guys here is a lead ad. Traffic ads have always kind of looked a little bit different and went in and out of the Advantage Plus flow a little bit differently, and now they very closely align with sales and lead ads. They can be the process and the prompts you get can be a little bit different account to account. Facebook is obviously still rolling things out and monkeying with stuff, but it's once you kind of get the framework, it'll make sense. All right, so we're going to pop into this lead magnet. I think this is a lead magnet ad. Yes, yep, this one's getting me email addresses for 67 cents per email address. So let me edit the ad, and we're going to scroll on down to the audience section. So what we'll see here is in the upper right, you're now going to see this on traffic ads. It's been there on lead and sales ads for a while, but you're going to have this. And actually, this is really nice. And it's kind of like about time that they rolled this out for everything. You get this nice little indicator that actually says, "Oh, you're very welcome, Incredibles. I'm super stoked that you're running your first ad and it's working." That's the best. That makes my heart feel so good. All right. So you get Advantage Plus on, and that will tell you if you're using the new Advantage Plus targeting system, which uses the Andromeda AI to pick which ads get shown to what humans, et cetera, et cetera. Actually, Andromeda AI always does it, but it follows different rules depending on what you have set. And then in here, we have our locations, and you'll also see that we have minimum age and exclude these custom audiences and whatnot. Everything in this section, it's funny, it says no advertising settings set, except I do have advertising settings set. There's some like wonkiness in here. Like I just set something and oh, I'm sorry. There's a whole bunch of new stuff in here and I forgot. This is a new setting that I'll talk about in a minute. Anyway, so anything inside the control section, so country, minimum age, excluded audiences, and languages, which you should really never use unless you're advertising to a minority language in a given region, like Spanish in the United States or French in Canada is when you'd use language. These are listened to. Facebook obeys these, and everything else down here is suggest. And this one actually wiped my existing audience. It was broad genre. Oh, maybe it's still here. Okay, I said to hit show suggestions. Also something that you may or may not see. So keep an eye out for it. So I do actually have men 22 to 65, and I've got some detailed targeting. And everything inside this section is a suggestion. And you'll know. So now it used to be that you on a traffic ad you'd see two boxes, one that had the controls in it, and then another one that was the audience suggestion. And now that is all one box, and it looks the same on traffic ads, lead ads, and sales ads. And of course, you run lead ads if you're running a reader magnet, sending people to book funnel or something like that, and you run a sales ad if you have like your own store where you sell books. That's where those two come into play, and that's why most people aren't used to using them, because most people are selling things on Amazon, of course. So you're like, so you might see this, and your button down here may say right away, further limit the reach of your ads. But what it will probably say on a traffic ad first is use default setup. So you'll click use default setup, and then nothing will change. It's kind of misleading. And then you'll see a button that might say further limit the use of our ads, or something like use original settings. It can be worded a couple of different ways, and it sits down in the bottom left now. And when you pop it open, actually, this is the opposite of what most people are seeing on traffic ads. Switch setup is actually on the right and is blue. They might be monkeying with this and playing with it, but the one you always want to look for, it may or may not be blue. It might move around, but you want to look for switch setup. And when you hit switch setup, boom, now you go back to the old system. And on a traffic ad, once you do that, Advantage Plus will be off, and you'll be on the old system, and you can publish, angels will sing, and everything will be wonderful. If you're sales or lead ads, you actually have to go through a number of additional steps, and you have to go into each section and like uncheck the use as a suggestion option. And then when I do that, then Advantage Plus turns off. I think that may come to traffic as well. So your big indicator, it is really nice though, that this indicator exists now in the upper right, and we can just use that to know if the ad is in Advantage Plus mode or not. So I'm happy about that at least now we have a consistent indicator, and I can say to people, if it says Advantage Plus, it's in Advantage Plus, and you'll know. So there'd be something you have to do to still turn it off. So that's the big change. And what you want to do before you rush in and turn off Advantage Plus is look at how the ad's been performing for the last couple of days. Because the switch, when they put everything into Advantage Plus, dumped everybody's ads into learning phase. And they might have recovered. They might have actually learned and come out and are working fine. Because Advantage Plus does work. It's just works differently. And some people find it works better. Some people find it works worse. It's not, neither option is a one size fits all. It's always, and it's not even one size fits all for you. It's one size fits all for like the individual ad. So measure each ad independently. I have some clients where like, cool, it switched to Advantage Plus and it's actually working better. And other clients where some of their ads like, wow, it switched to Advantage Plus and it's, dog doo-doo. So we're flipping it back to the old system. But I do think the old system is going to go the way of the dodo. So getting familiar with running things Advantage Plus, getting some Advantage Plus ads running that are good and solid and stable is going to be important, because I think, I could be wrong. I'd be happy to be wrong. But I suspect that before too long, we're going to lose the ability to run the original / further limit the reach of your ads style of ad. So the other thing, and I'll see if this account has it. Okay, it doesn't. They now have Advantage Plus placements. Okay, I have Advantage Plus off for my placements. I don't want that. I'm trying to find the button to just easily turn Advantage Plus placements back on. So, all right, so I should just take a step back and talk about placements for a second. I am generally kind of a believer in, here we are. They really are burying the ability to find the actual, oh, actually, this is actually the wrong thing still. It's under more settings. There we are. They're really kind of burying the ability to find the actual placements that you're using. So I'm going to go and turn on everything. I think that might turn Advantage Plus placements on. Let's find out. Apps and sites. Does that flip me to Advantage Plus placements? Yes. Okay. So by turning everything on, boom, I'm in Advantage Plus placements. Oh, and I can just say, now I can say include all available placements. I could do marketing messages, which I'm not going to do. And that's what, so that's something that I've seen some people's placements also get switched to Advantage Plus placements, but that hasn't been universal. So that's something to take a look at. Because some people, so my personal thing is I don't advertise on Marketplace, and I don't advertise on apps and sites because neither of those convert very well. And every now and then Facebook goes sideways and starts spending all your money on those two places. In addition, of late, Facebook has started showing ads a lot more on the right side desktop, and also quite a lot more on search results. And I've never turned these ones off because when it did show ads there, the CPCs were crazy low. They were like 5 cents a click. So I'm like, I don't care. But now the CPCs on those placements are actually quite high. So I've also been turning those ones off as well. And that happened around the same time as everything else, as these other changes. So that's another thing that might have affected some people's ads, that suddenly these other placements are now soaking up a bunch more of their money and they might not be converting as well. And the right side desktop feed is the one that I find to be the most sussy. I apologize for anything you might see in my Facebook feed. I follow some weird shit. All right, so it's mostly just clothing. Like, this is so cool. Leggings with suspenders. I love that because then they won't roll down. Because sometimes, you get like it's a nice pair of leggings and they just roll down. All right, I am not getting any right side ads. So let me flip this again, refresh this and see if I get any right side ads this time. They don't always show right away. Okay, well, Facebook, oh, I have an ad blocker on. Hold, please. Let me turn my ad blocker off. There we go. Now I got right side ads. More clothing. Thank you, Temu. Halara's got some pretty cool stuff lately. So anyway, these are right side ads. And I don't know when this changed exactly, but now as you like scroll through your feed and you're doing whatever, and then you wait a bit and we look at, is this supposed to be Captain Jack Sparrow? I'm confused. Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. I don't know. Oh, the dog's got one too. Anyway, at some point, these ads in the upper right will actually change. Previously, it happened a lot faster, actually. So I would see the change on them. I'm sorry, I love that. But they will change. And even if you just sit here for a bit, it happened yesterday while I was doing a video, and it worked just fine. They'll start rotating. So what actually can happen is, you can imagine if you're sitting here looking at your feed, scrolling around, looking at whatever we got in your lots of cat suits, which is fabulous. People in their underwear. Yep, perfect. What the heck is that? No, that can't be his actual spine. Anyway, look, oh, it did. I didn't even notice that. See, I didn't notice this ad change. And I'd be scrolling through my feed, doing whatever, and that ad will change, and then I'm not going to notice it. But as an author, you'll end up getting charged for it as the ad change. Well, you get charged by impression, regardless of what the system says behind the scenes. So that's I think that's a change they've made relatively recently. To maybe they've increased how much they change or something. But now you'll actually find that the right side desktop placements are consuming more of your budget, because they're changing when no one sees them. So I've actually been strongly considering just turning off right side placements as well. Now you can do a cool thing where you can go in here, and this is what I was accidentally clicked on before. Somewhere in here is going to be a thing that says account controls and excluded placements. And you can go in here and say, you can basically say like, hey, there's these places my business is not allowed to market to advertise on. And Lookalike, it's some of the ones I always turn off. So go in here, turn off these placements, and then confirm that. And now your ads won't show on those. None of your ads on any ad you have running will show in those places. It turns it off everywhere, and it actually keeps Advantage Plus on. Now you might be saying, Mal, I only want to advertise like on the Facebook feed, or if it's a reel, I want to add the reel feeds or something like that. Why are you making me? I know, right, Monique? I like those suspenders quite a bit too. I keep getting ads for it. It's wearing me down. So anyway, you may be like, okay, I still want to turn this off, and if so, excellent. Then you'll go down, you'll find the platform section, and you'll turn off the things that you don't want. And like I said, one of the things I've been turning off is search results because it's been making me unhappy. And of course, if it's a video, if it's an image ad and not a video ad, I always go and turn off the Reels placements, these ones here, and then in-stream. Actually, in-stream ads for Reels aren't the worst things in the world because, well, you actually want to turn off in-stream ads if it's an image ad that you're running, because it'll just sort of like appear as a static image in someone's video feed, and then they click on it thinking it's a video that didn't autoplay, and then it takes them to Amazon. They're unhappy, they go back. But you definitely want to turn it off. You can leave on, sorry. So you definitely want to turn this one off if it's an image ad. But this one you can leave on if it's an image ad, because as you can see in the preview, it just shows a little square down at the bottom of the reel. Except if you have your Shopify store connected, so if you're doing direct sales and you have your Shopify store connected, turn that bottom one off, because it will just grab other products from your Shopify store that may or may not be related in any way, shape, or form to what people are seeing. And also like the text that you've put into the ad. So it will just like grab some other book off your Shopify store, but use your ad text and put them together, and it's bad juju. So, I mean, probably a safe thing is just always turn this off. It's probably a pretty safe way to operate. All right. So, but let's say you're like, I want to drink the Kool-Aid now. I'll turn off these bad placements that you promised me are super evil, apps and sites and Facebook Marketplace and right side column. I'll turn those off by using the exclusion system, but I want to stay in happy-go-lucky, joy, Advantage Plus land. Well, guess what? You can do that and now use value rules. I might have to check out the Sheen ones there, honey. Or they're probably all from the same place. I get like a lot of like cat suits, and I found that like there's a whole bunch of cat suits I get. They're exactly the same no matter who I order them from. I mean, once you're savvy, you can tell in the product photos. Anyway, so we can now use value rules for placements. And this is actually, I think, super cool. So let's say you're like, I want to have my cake and eat it too. I can create a new rule set. My previous ones are all age and gender, which of course don't matter for this. So if I make a new rule here, it starts off assuming that I'm making a placement-based rule. I can actually also go all the way up to the main value rule section. So its main value rule section sits up in the conversion box, which is stupid. Shouldn't be there. But anyway, rule set, create rule set, and then I can choose conversion, location, audience, or placement, right? So I could be like, hey, I mean, this is rarely ever going to apply to us, because as authors, we're either going to be using, we're actually always going to be using websites, so we don't care about that. But I can do placement, and I can pick my placements. So if you make it up here, you have to choose placement first. If you're down in the placement section, the system is actually relatively intelligent and knows, okay, just start with the placements. So I could say, hey, I'm okay with my shit showing up on stories. However, I'm only going to let it show on stories if it's dirt cheap. So it'll only show on Facebook stories and Instagram stories if I manage to win the auction to show my ad with a decreased bid of 50%. So cool, show it there if it's dirt cheap. But then I'm like, you know what? I have been like, I really want that younger reader audience on Instagram. I'm hungry for them. I got cool videos. I want them to see them. Increase my Instagram feed bid by 20%. Boom. Like that is super freaking cool. I'm ridiculously excited about this. This is the kind of control I've been wishing we could have for eons. And my solution to this has always been making different ads, like having to build entirely separate ads with all these different targeting to try and hit these different things. And now I can do it with one ad. And so that also, like, I can say like, hey, I'm willing to bid a bit more here, but if I don't win it, don't spend the money there, spend it over here. Whereas if you made it your own separate ad only showing Instagram feed, you would be in that bidding war and constantly bidding so much higher to get placements there. It would just be really expensive because the audience is smaller and you're having to be more competitive. And here, different times of day, all sorts of different things. If the competitive nature isn't if it's too competitive, Facebook will just spend the money somewhere that's cheaper, which is amazing. This doesn't make up for them flipping everybody's ads to Advantage Plus, but it's a little bit of salve on the wound, let's say. So that's a super cool thing that you can do now by making these placements. They really need to reorganize this section. This section is just a hodgepodge of boxes and shit. It's just awful. But this could be your way if you're like, hey, I kind of want to take advantage of the Advantage Plus placements to get some cheaper clicks by having my ad show in more places. And actually that works well for brand awareness. Like maybe some people are less likely to click in certain places, but their eyeballs see the ad. And then they're like, hey, next time I see it in my feed, oh yeah, that's familiar, I click. Because there's a lot of sort of like seeing you everywhere thing that adds up before the actual click happens. So only showing your ads in the feed can actually sometimes be pretty expensive because it's the most expensive place to go, and you miss out on all that sort of like additional awareness that happens as people use other parts of the platform. And then you could also be like, Facebook, fine, I'm going to leave search results in here. Actually, can I do search results? Okay, so you can't do search results. But if they had search results in here, maybe I'd leave it turned on. I'd just decrease my bid. But maybe eventually they'll give us some more options in here. But it's pretty cool. I think it's a pretty cool thing that they've finally given us. So again, it's going to be under placement value rules. And then also don't forget that you've got account controls and placement controls, and that's what allows you to set the places that you will never advertise. So you can always like just turn these things off, and now they're turned off everywhere. So super handy. And then the actual controls of your granular control of placements may be hidden under this hide settings thing, and it'll be down here. So some interesting new things that are going on. All right, I'm behind on the comments. Oh, hey, Dharma. Well, you can watch the replay because we talked about a lot of critical stuff here. Although you do mostly direct sales ads, so you didn't get hit by the big change to traffic ads where they flipped everybody to Advantage Plus. Although they might have, I think they flipped all the sales ads to Advantage Plus too. So you might have got hit by that as well. The nice thing about Advantage Plus for sales and lead ads is that there's a better feedback loop, because like Advantage Plus isn't the end of the world. Actually, I think I can pause this share for the moment. Advantage Plus isn't the end of the world if Facebook really knows what the real conversion event is. So with traffic ads, the conversion event is the click. And if Facebook gets more clicks, they're like, yay, go me, pat self on back, finds more people like that. Facebook has no idea if they bought your book or read your book or anything. So it can sort of like mistune itself and go sideways. Whereas if you do a lead ad, sending people to book funnel or story origin, or even your website, if you're savvy and you've put in all the code, to like download your reader magnet, and then it reports back to Facebook and says like, hey, this person downloaded the reader magnet. Facebook's like, cool, I'm going to find more people like that. I'm going to count that as a success. And all the people that didn't click, well, those are people that maybe that was the wrong audience. And the thing, it's a little bit better at like self-tuning itself. And if it goes off the rails and gets like no leads for a while or no sales, if it's a sales ad, Facebook will actually kick the ad into a new learning mode to try to find a new audience. But with a traffic ad, that doesn't happen. It just thinks it's doing a great job and just carries on its merry way. So that's going to be that's something that makes these changes, that makes Advantage Plus a lot less egregious for sales and lead ads. It still can go sideways and take forever to come get poop in a group again, but it does work. So that's the big change again. Oh, and I did want to show one other wild and crazy thing. I encountered this one client where not only did Facebook flip them over to Advantage Plus, Facebook just like completely borked their ads. It's in a way that I've never seen before. I almost kind of wonder if this was an accident. So check this out. This is their audience section on their ad. It's not Advantage Plus. It also doesn't have an audience. Like if you click create new audience, it was blank. There wasn't even a country. And this ad was set up properly before and worked. So Facebook actually like just effed this one. So you might even see something like that where you go look at your audience for your ad and discover there is no audience at all, not even a country or a gender or an age or anything. So that if you had an ad like that, it probably went just completely freaking sideways on you. So you're gonna have to go in and give it a new audience and all that yada yada yada. Oh, I didn't actually share my screen. Haha, sorry about that. This is what it looks like. So I'll quickly just temporarily remove that so you can see like the audience section here. And this is what it looked like when the ad loaded. No audience. You have to click create new audience and everything like I just described. It's mind-boggling that they did something like this. Michelle says, so when I get hateful comments on my MM romance ads from men, does Facebook see those as positives? I think Facebook is probably a little bit better at seeing those as negatives now. It used to be like all comments are good comments. I think that now that they have the more AI involved and the AI can read sentiment of comment better. But see, here's the thing. Facebook is all about engagement, and animosity creates engagement. So Facebook might be like cool, angry men, people are fighting, show ad more. Like that's actually I don't know how that sauce works. My thing with like nasty comments has always been like if it's like something that really bothers me, I'll just nuke it. And if it's something that I'm like, maybe this will actually like help filter out more bad people and make people who like my stuff dive in more, then I'll keep it. Like I think it can kind of go both ways. Incredibles, not right now. No, you cannot share your ad results right now. If you're in our school, though, we have the Q&A tomorrow, so we could talk about your results then in the Q&A. Tim says, I set up my first ad last night, pointed people to my reader magnet, identified 3 distinct audiences for my book. So I want to start making lookalikes for ads on real book this summer. You actually don't want to use lookalike audiences. Lookalike audiences aren't for what we do. Because when Facebook is building a lookalike audience, you give it like the population of the United States and you say, give me a lookalike audience of 1%. So what it does is it finds the 1% of people in given country, say the United States, that are most like the source data you gave it. And so if you do that, it will of course look at these people you fed it and then find people that look like them. But it's not like Facebook's not like, oh, I need to find people who read these kinds of books. Facebook's like, no, college educated. How much money do they make? Do they own a car? Do they own their own home? Do they have life insurance? Are they employed? Are they unemployed? That's the information Facebook's using to build lookalike audiences, because what it wants to know is like how much buying power do you have? Can they show your ad to a mortgage company? Can they show your ad to someone selling expensive cars? Because those people pay a fuck ton more money for ads than we do because they're willing to do it. So lookalike audiences with Facebook's lookalike system isn't what you want to use. Now, what you might have been thinking about, and I realized this as I went into my spiel, you might be just thinking that you're just training Facebook for who your audience is, and that's good. Because if you run reader magnet ads, what's happening is Facebook is learning who your readers are, and then as you make more ads in the future, Facebook will be like, hey, I know a bit about this ad account's audience, and it also is attached to the page you use a bit too. And it will then sort of like have a better launching point. So that's definitely a good thing to be doing. One question: when Facebook gives recs to make an ad better, should we accept it? Absolutely not. Never. Well, never for traffic ads. Sometimes for sales and lead ads. But like I said, with traffic ads, Facebook doesn't actually know what your conversions look like. It doesn't know how many people are buying and reading your book because Amazon doesn't feed that information back into Facebook. So it never has the full picture. It's like, it's blind and it's got the elephant's tail and it thinks it's a donkey, kind of thing. So you definitely never want to do that for traffic ads. Like 100% of the time, you always need to be making your own decisions based on the data. Sales and lead ads sometimes, but I'm still a believer that look at the data, make your own decisions, decide what you want to do with your ad. Facebook, I've actually done some experiments where I just like take all of Facebook's recommendations for a given ad, and not once has it ever worked. It's always made the ad worse. So that's my default answer is no. All right. Our current workshop works out to be 10 weeks, $10 a week for 8 weeks. Yeah, who did approve that, honey? How dare you? This is, I want to find out who watched these 10 seconds of my video. Okay, yeah, that you can definitely do. And you can then target those people. Yes, that's different because that's not a lookalike. That's actually a retargeting ad targeting the same people again. So that's excellent, and you definitely want to do that. Lookalikes are a different beast. It's finding people similar to people that you've targeted. So yeah, that's what went down. And I have like a new system. I've mentioned it before, where I have a whole bunch of ad accounts feeding data into it. I can't show you because it reveals proprietary information from different clients, but I can promise you that the trend is global. The thing that happened to everybody. And not only that, there were a couple of days where Facebook actually served half the clicks that it normally serves as well. So not only did they change audience, there were some days where they ran 50% of the ads they normally run. And it doesn't take too many days like that to actually, if to have an impact. Facebook goes like 3 or 4 days at the end of the month, not running only running ads half the time. That could easily be a 5 to 10% decrease in that time frame of your reads or sales. So it's totally a deal. No worries, Tim. There are a lot of terms. If you listen to me talk enough, you realize I forget some of them sometimes as well. So that is totally okay. So I think that's everything I got today. It's a crazy thing. If you know anybody who has been like, what the heck? Oh, I just realized I don't have the. Okay, good. There's not much going on in the group. I don't have to worry about. There weren't any comments there that I missed that were crucial. If you know anybody who's like, dear God, my April's terrible. I don't know what's going on. My ads all stopped working. Send them a link to this video so they can watch it, because it could be pretty good information for them. I think this is something that I would say that every author who's running Facebook ads got hit with in some way, and it may actually be that for some people their ads actually worked better after this change. That I saw that happen as well, but there were a lot of people where their ads worked worse. So if you've got people that are like, I don't know what's going on, the end of April just cratered, or early March has cratered, because if they got this change done to their account around like April 26th, and they've got good read through, they might not have noticed anything until the beginning of May. So share it. I'm not trying to do that to get attention. I just want authors to know what's going on, because I know it's pretty easy for the rumor mill to start going and people start panicking. I don't think this is the end of the world. I think that Advantage Plus ads can actually work very well. I run about half the ads I run now, maybe even more. Most of the new ads I fire up these days are Advantage Plus targeting ads, because I know the old system's going away and it's actually working well now, especially if your creative is on point, which is why we're teaching that scroll stopping creative class. So those are my thoughts. And Tim says, once my book for sale is out, I need to dig deeper into advertising. I'll be looking at courses. Cool. Yeah, that's awesome though. I'm glad you actually got the ball rolling, right? You got a reader magnet, you got ads going. That's a lot more than a lot of people have ever done. Yes, Michelle, you will definitely want to go back and watch the beginning, because obviously that's when I get into everything that went on. All right, folks, I'm going to jet. I hope you all have an absolutely fabulous rest of your Friday and an amazing weekend. And I will see you all next week. Have a good one.